Hi, this is Carrie Brown. You're listening to Real Estate 101, and this is the series Real Estate Zoom Across America. I am here today with Jim Black. Jim is in Massachusetts. How are you, Jim?
I am cold, but I'm doing well.
What's the temperature like there?
Well, actually, today it actually warmed up and we got a bunch of slush and melting snow. It's in the 40s today, but it was, I think we were right around negative 25 wind chill the other day. So that was, for us, that was pretty cold.
Wow, I don't think we didn't hit that. We have snow and it's starting to turn to slush, so I guess we both got the heat wave.
Yeah,
How
for a
much?
day or two, we got some
Yeah,
heat.
go ahead.
I said for a day or two, we got a little heat, but it goes back to highs in the 20s, I think, after that.
Yeah, Kansas is not much different today anyway, or this week. All right, so starting out, let's talk about what's going on in your market. Is it crazy?
So it's definitely crazy. I mean, the inventory is still lower than it was last year. We got right around 2 weeks of inventory for single family homes, which obviously balance market's 6 months. So definitely pretty crazy. Still lots of multiple offers. It doesn't seem like it's quite as crazy as it was last year. We're starting to get buyers being able to do inspections and have appraisal contingencies, but it depends on the price point and the town that we're in, because we operate in Worcester is like our big city, but we operate in, I don't know, probably 40 different towns. So it kind of, depends on the location exactly as to what we can get into the offers. So we do have the ability right now to get some appraisal contingencies into the offer. We are able to get inspections sometimes. Maybe they're limited inspections, or maybe a certain price threshold. So we are having that be more common, or even a pass-fail type inspection. That's becoming more common than it was, say, last year. But our inventory is lower. I would say we're getting less offers on many of the houses, but we're still getting multiple offers. So I'd say it's still crazy, and I don't foresee, people keep asking if the value is going to drop or something. I'm not seeing it in our market.
We're not here either. Still the same thing, it just depends how many offers you've got. A lot of buyers are being told not to do inspections, so that means nobody's getting to do inspections. It just really depends, we still, appraisal wise, not as many people are waiving the appraisal. They're paying over. We are getting a couple of open houses in, but we've probably got like 5 to 10, 15 offers in by the time the open house is over. So it's still crazy here too. Okay, so market wise, do you have an investment market at all, or are they just kind of out of the realm right now?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people sinking money into Worcester. Worcester's had, and I know we'll talk about this later too, but Worcester, with having the Worcester Red Sox coming in the last year or so, was a big thing, and a lot of people have been investing money in that area. And we've just a lot of redevelopment in the city. And rents have been going through the roof. So as the rents go up, the values go up, and the rents go up, and the values go up. And we're definitely having, definitely some competition from large investors that are coming in with cash. Everybody wants to buy in the city. The numbers are getting a little bit tighter than they were, and I think some people are still buying based on speculation, because sometimes I'll look at the numbers, and if you put all the expenses in and you have a mortgage, it's tight on some of these deals, unless you really get that rent to the top rent in the city.
Absolutely. Do you have, because of the team, do you have a lot of VRBOs or Airbnbs going in?
So we really don't have a lot of that. I have actually looked at it and said, hey, maybe this is something that we look into as a team, because as the investments get more challenging, I definitely think we have a lot of colleges. So I actually think it would actually be a great market for it. I know some people are doing it. I'm just not seeing it being a prevalent thing. But I think there is a big opportunity for that in the city with all the colleges.
I would say here's the same way. We have a few, but we're not just a huge destination area. So same thing goes for us. Are you a lawyer or a title state?
We are an attorney state, so I will not be owning a title company anytime soon in Massachusetts.
We are a title state. So, okay. So MLSs, how many do you have? A bunch in your area or just one, or how does that work there?
Yeah, so the area that we work in Massachusetts is MLS PIN. It covers a big portion of the state. Cape Cod and the islands, we don't touch, but that is a separate MLS. We do operate in Northern Connecticut and Northern Rhode Island, which are all separate MLSs as well. So we have 3 MLSs, but they're not in the same, really in the same area. It's just we cover a large geographic area.
For us, if you go anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour away, you've got another MLS. So lots of them.
So you got to be members of all these different MLSs, have all these different places you're searching. Yeah, we only have 3 that we look at, and most of my agents only are licensed in 1 or 2 of the states. So they're not dealing with learning everything. And
yeah, it's a lot of fun. We are actually on 4. We're on Kansas City, Lawrence, Topeka, and Manhattan. So obviously dues for 4, but it's the best thing for the seller to get the most amount of coverage and get it out there, especially in the higher price points, because Topeka isn't, 1% can own 500,000 or older or over as far as income wise.
okay.
All right, so so you obviously probably have a local board and then a state board and a member of the National Association of Realtors too.
Yep, we're all being part of EXP. We're all part of the Realtor Association. So yeah, Central Mass Association of Realtors, and then state as well as national.
All right, we're gonna jump into the properties now. And obviously you're actually on here to talk about real estate Zoom across America. And as soon as I find my little guide thing down here, we'll go to the next slide. I'm in Kansas. That's my little post stamp there. And you are in Massachusetts.
Yep.
All right, first up, let me move our heads here real quick. All right, so this is $100,000 price range in my market. And on the left here, that one sold for $100,000 even, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 2-car garage, 1,052 square feet. Taxes were $1,377 a year. Built in 1935. Super cute, move-in ready. Nothing really, to do to it. It was adorable. Well, tell me about yours.
That's amazing to me. So if you look at that picture, there's a whole lot of grass and dirt. So I went to look and see, what do you get for 100,000? My MLS said 0. So I went into land. So this is a buildable lot. It's a little over a 1/4 acre, and that's what you're going to get. It's a nut. You could get some land for around 50, but for something nice like this, you're looking at more like 100,000.
Wow. Awesome. Well, if you want to invest, come to Kansas.
We might be talking. That seems to make a lot more sense to me.
Yeah. All right, mine's on the left. This one sold for $255,000, 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath, 2-car garage, 2,795 square feet, finished. Has a full basement, and then it's a 1.5, so it has a bedroom and a bathroom upstairs. It was a 1/2 bath. Tons of storage in the attic too. The lot was 136 by 319, so super deep, had trees and pond and shed and all that good stuff. Taxes are $2,672 a year and built in 1946. How about you?
Wow. Okay, so right here, year built's about the same in the 50s. We've got a 3-bed, 1-bath. This one's about 1,000 square feet, sold for $260. Needs a little bit of updating. Most of our houses here do have basements. This one does have a full basement, unfinished. Again, it's about a 1/4 acre lot. Again, in the taxes here are going to be right around $5,200.
Move in ready or renovate?
It's move-in ready, but could use some updating. So I would say your condition of your house in Topeka is probably a little bit nicer than the one we're looking at here. As you can see, the siding definitely could use some siding. The roof and windows are in decent shape, but it's a little dated.
Yeah, this one was move-in ready, updated kitchen, new master bath, big rooms, had a sunroom off the back. So yeah, maybe a little better. So you guys just need to come to Kansas and invest.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, so this one sold for $356. It was a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage, 30. Nope, I'm lying. This one is $390. 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 3-car garage, 5,075 square feet. It had a lot that was 70 by 138 and $6,400 in taxes. Built in 1968. It was a full basement, all but 2 bedrooms were on the main floor. The master suite was to die for. I mean, the master closet was as big as most bedrooms. And then it had a gym off of the bedroom with a laundry. Gorgeous house.
Okay, so slightly different than where we're at. I mean, this is a great house, split level home, 2-car garage, sold for $430,000, 4-bed, 2.5 bath, built in 2015. Taxes right around $9,000. And again, this is about a 1/4 acre lot. That's pretty much what you'll see in the city of Worcester. So slightly different for about 40,000 more.
Yeah. I was just joking before we got started. There's a quirk in every single one of these. Sometimes my finger slips and we have extra pictures. Nobody's perfect. So, this one sold for $755. 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 4-car garage, a lot of fours. 4,004 square feet finished, 16 acres. The taxes were $6,615, and it was built in 2016. How about yours? Yours is gorgeous.
So ours a little bit older, built in 1935. So we have a lot of old housing stock. So this house about sold for 800. It's 4,376 square feet, 5-bed, 2 full baths, 2 half baths. This one's on about a 1/2 acre, so a little bit larger, 2-car garage. Needs a little updating. I mean, it's built in 1935, definitely needs a little updating. It probably would have sold for a little bit more if it was move-in ready.
Wow.
That went for 800,000.
Wow. It's
Yep.
very stately. I mean, it has a
Yeah,
lot.
it's nice. It definitely says Worcester right there. That neighborhood says Worcester.
Wow. Okay, next up, gorgeous homes. This one sold for $1,995,000 on the left. 5 bedrooms, 6 full baths, 2 half baths, 3-car garage, 1.54 acres. At the taxes per year are $26,107, and it was built in 2008. How about yours?
Can we pause it for a second? I want to look this one up.
Sure thing. Hang on one second here.
Just because I honestly.
All right, so next up, as soon as my screen will behave, is this one. So you've already heard about mine. Tell me about yours.
So this house here, built in 2001, sold for 1.7 million, 5,419 square feet, 5-bedroom, 5.5 bath, 3-car garage, 4 fireplaces, right about a 1/2 acre, 21,945 square feet.
It looks bigger than what mine is.
Yeah, it definitely does. I think it's the way the angle of the picture there.
Wow. Was it dated at all, or was it updated?
It's not really that dated. It's definitely got some. I mean, it's about 20 years old. It's definitely got a lot of character to it. So if you saw the interior photos, it was definitely very much custom built.
Wow. All right, next up, we're going to talk about your town. So tell me about this picture.
Yep. So this is one of the photos from the Ecotarium. So that's a place we've taken our kids a few times, and it's really a place. There's animals. There's lots of. It's a great thing to do in the summer. A lot of times you can go to the local libraries and get tickets to it. Rather than going outside the area and going to a zoo or something, it's kind of an in-between. You get to see that there's dinosaurs on exhibit and some stuff. Not real dinosaurs, but you know what I mean.
Gotcha.
A lot of nature stuff.
This one?
And this is actually so they have a art museum, so Worcester Art Museum, so a lot of really cool things in there. So Worcester has a lot of good culture, and I know when we were talking about this before, I was talking about, okay, what are the things that people do in Worcester? I've been to all these, but sometimes it's easy to forget when you live there. But if you're coming to Worcester, the art museum is definitely a must see.
That's true of any place. You think, well, there's not a whole lot to do because you've seen it already, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't a whole lot to do. Here we have, it's called Topeka 365, which gives you something to do every single day. But
Nice.
people still think that there's nothing to do here.
You got to travel somewhere else to actually go do something fun, even though everything is right there.
Right, absolutely. So that's a gorgeous theater.
Yep. So this is actually the place. When I was a kid, we used to go to the movies, and then since then they've turned that over and renovated it. Now we have the Hanover Theater. A lot of great plays. Like instead of going all the way into Boston, which we used to have to do for anything like that, you can go right to the Hanover Theater. They'll do some graduations there and different things like that too. But it's right on Main Street in the center of the city.
All right, Woo Sox.
The Woo Sox. So this was a big deal. So Providence used to have the Red Sox. And now we have the Worcester Red Sox, which is great. So the AAA team for the Boston Red Sox is now right in Worcester, which has been a great addition. And there's been lots of development right in that area to really facilitate that growth. A lot of new restaurants and bars, just all different kinds of stores, and a lot of people have renovated a lot of properties and built some lofts down there. So it's been a real, and then on Friday nights, you get to see fireworks out there. They've been doing it. One of the local bank sponsors having fireworks at the end of the game.
Very cool. All right, next up, what is this?
So that is right where the Red Sox are. And actually, I'm going to just say something. I just said Providence. I meant Pawtucket Red Sox. That's what it used to be. Anybody from Worcester is going to say, "What's wrong with you?" saying that. But this right here, this is the redesign. So this is a rendition of the redesign of Kelly Square, which is an incredible little spot where, the Worcester Red Sox are right next to this. But this has got, I don't know, what's it got? 7 different places where traffic is coming in, and they had to redesign this whole rotary that's in the middle of this. It used to be just one little mess, and they've had to redesign it. And it's if somebody's been to Worcester and they went to Kelly Square, they would not forget it, because it used to be you just drive into the middle and it's a free-for-all. You get 7 cars all wanting to go in the same place, and you have to decide who's strongest and who is fearless. And this has caused it to be a little bit more of a direction of traffic. And there's actually, you got to follow the laws and the rules. Before it was just a free-for-all.
Oh, wow. So a little bit of chicken on your way to work.
It was kind of what it was like. It used to be a lot of fun. It's not as fun now that they've, actually fixed the traffic patterns and stuff. It's very busy. It used to be kind of a slow area. And now with all the restaurants and everything going on down there in the Woo Sox, you ever drive down there, you're always sitting in traffic.
Oh, wow. All right. Talk to me about these.
So I sent you these pictures because Worcester is known for the triple decker, as we like to call them. The 3-family homes, 4-family homes. Worcester was a big industrial city back in the early 1900s. So a lot of these buildings were built between 1890 and 1910, and a lot of them are still standing. Like the one you see on the right looks like it's in great shape. The one on the left looks like you could use a little bit of work, but these things have withstand the test of time. And this is where a lot of the investment money is going into, is people buy these 3 families or triple deckers, like we like to call them, rent out the 3 units. In Boston, they do a lot of condoizing of these units. We had a lot during the last peak where people condoized them. We haven't seen as much yet, but I think down the road, you're going to start seeing that as these things are starting to go for really high prices. Like that one on the right, might sell for 650,000.
Wow.
And you're probably getting, if it's a 3-bedroom unit, you could be getting anywhere from 15 to 17, 1800 per unit for the build for each of the units in there on a monthly rate.
That sounds like a good buy though.
It's a better buy than most markets. It's not as good as it used to be. So like the people who've been investing for 20 years are like, oh, everything's overpriced. But it's not, because the numbers, like our rents have doubled since the market peaked back in 06 to 08. So the prices have not completely doubled from what they were. They're pretty close to doubling. So really it's the same investment as we had back in 06 to 08.
What would it have gone for back then? Ballpark.
So the one on the right would probably, I saw the highest price was probably 400 back then. And then they dropped off and it would have been closer to like 200.
Wow.
Yeah, we just had one the other day that I had sold in, I think it was 2014 or 15 for 250. That was similar to that, and then it just sold, I think, for 650.
Wow. Somebody was happy about that, right?
Oh yeah, probably not my client who sold it before.
Yeah.
But the people who bought it now, absolutely.
Skipping all the way to the bank. All right, so this one is in Topeka. This is actually our Capitol building. Really great building, a lot of artwork, a lot of really great features on the inside. It's really common to have, like senior photos, wedding photos. I mean, just everything here. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then the next.
It looks a lot like our train station.
I actually have one of our train station here. It's funny, each person says we have a place that looks like that.
Yeah, Union Station in Worcester looks just like that. I think it has 2 peaks on it, but it looks very similar to what you're looking at right there.
Wait till you see ours. I don't know which slide it is here. Brown versus Board of Education, the National Historic Site is here. It's actually on near Southeast Adams, and has the inside of it is a museum basically for this purpose. Let's see here. Next up, Evel Knievel. We have all his craziness there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. All of a ton of memorabilia, his bikes, his clothes, lots of stuff there. And then this is actually a high school here. So it's Topeka High.
Yeah, we don't have those high schools. We have colleges that look like that, but not high schools.
This is the only school that looks like this. Really, really cool. A lot of the area, a lot of the space is actually not being used. But they do take you on tours. You just have to book it. It's really gorgeous. Next up, Lake Shawnee. So we have man-made lakes here. Several of them around us, but in Topeka area, this is actually Lake Shawnee. We have what's called tulip time once a year. They have just hundreds and hundreds of tulips, all different colors. Venues there, like a Japanese type structure. We have places to throw parties that are enclosed. This is a bike trail, walked trail. There's ballparks. So really great place, especially in the summer. You can fish and boat. Topeka Zoo. We have the Topeka Zoo, which also has like the Japanese garden. Lot of great features. There's a train that you can ride with your kids. Several rose gardens, tulip time, all that there also.
My wife's best friend, I believe, lives in Topeka. We went to Manhattan for their wedding.
Oh wow. So does she live in Manhattan or in Topeka?
I think she lives in Topeka now.
Okay. So when you come to visit, you'll know what to look for.
Exactly.
This is our train station. This is the Great Overland Station.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Has all the flags for all the countries. And the inside is really, really neat. And it is still an active working train station. And this is you. So tell us about you and your team, and why someone should use you if they're moving to Massachusetts.
Yeah. So, so I'm owner, Jim Black Group, eXp Realty. We've been a team here since 2013. We have a couple people starting in the next couple of weeks, so we'll be at about 17, team of about 17. For I don't know, the past 5 or 6 years, we've been the #1 team in all of Central Mass, and keep looking to grow a little bit more. I think probably our claim to fame is highly productive people on our team that are also looking to do what's right by the clients. So our business, we hired a culture and we train to proficiency, because I want to make sure everybody that touches the client is somebody who cares about their best interests and not just the sale.
Absolutely.
And we teach our agents to live off half of what they make and budget, so they never have commission.
That's awesome.
So I'd say that's, if you would say a reason to hire us, that would be the reason that we're going to do right by them. This is everybody. We have Nick just joined, and then we have 2 other people that are starting in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
It's a good sized team. At one point I had a team up to 21. I decided that I am more of a small team person, so there are 7 of us. And so here's my information. It's kind of funny, and on our team, the ladies are the real estate agents and the men are our transaction coordinators. So we have 2 guys and then 5 girls, ladies.
Okay.
And so sold up to 230 houses a year, and stay busy. Obviously, same core values. We're not about the sale, we're about the person and making sure that they get what they want. We don't believe in pressure, but we believe in educating, just to make sure you know exactly what you're doing. And the end of the slides. Thanks for joining us. Absolutely. And thanks for joining us on Real Estate Zoom across America. Jim, is there anything you want to say about Massachusetts that we haven't talked about?
So I would say now is probably not the best time of the year unless you're a skier or a snowboarder or a snowmobiler. Otherwise, it's definitely a great place, and without traffic, we can be from Worcester to Boston about 45 minutes too. So you get to see that. You can go, you can be up in Maine in a couple hours. You can be down in Connecticut, Rhode Island within a half hour. You can be in the Cape within a couple, hour and a half. So if you came to Worcester, it's a great hub and a great central location if you want to go see a lot of different things. Go out in the fall, go out to the Berkshires and see all the changing of the leaves and stuff like that. So I think Worcester is a great hub to basically be able to go anywhere.
Thank you so much for joining me on this show. I really appreciate it. And if you're looking for any kind of real estate in Massachusetts, Jim's your guy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This was fun.